I don't know if I can do this one. So this is another one of those experiments, okay? We shall see. This is definitely under the category of tips and tricks. I have some of those that I put in a series together as they arise. And this one will gross some people out. It's just things about the body and about living that I've learned. A lot of us didn't have knowledgeable parents or parents that communicated with us very well. And so we pick up things, hit or miss. And so um, I've been talking a lot about water and singing the song of the beauty, the power, the godness of water. Water is divine. It's a divine substance, and it returns to its divinity so instantaneously by the use of the word. And we have Masaru Emoto to thank for anchoring that understanding and those pictures in the global consciousness from his research work with water. Thank you, Dr. Emoto. Um, when you look at your body, it's composed mostly of water. We know that. Uh, there's also a lymphatic system. We know that we have lymph nodes. We know that they do work, but a lot of us aren't really familiar with what that work is. When you get a stuffy head or when you blow your nose, that's the substance of the lymph. And the lymph is a part of the immune system. And I'm no expert, okay? This is just, a regular Joe here. So don't take me for an expert. But my understanding is that the body uses the lymph system and the substance produced by these glands to encapsulate things that need to go. And it wants to take them out. It wants to excrete them. We have many ways that we take substance in. We breathe things in and we breathe them out, not just through the lungs, but also through the skin. Did you know, for instance, when you take a bath or a shower, your body absorbs about 1.5 liters of water from that? Bless your bath water, bless all the water. It's traumatized by its travel through our ignorant piping system. And it's easy enough to bring forth the healing from the heart. It just flows, and it's very, very easily done by the spoken word. All right, so I was talking about one of the other flow systems, which has a lot of liquid in it, which is the lymph. And so your body has encapsulated that which it wants to excrete. But a lot of us aren't very good about this system, and we don't recognize it for that. When we get a cold in particular, or we might get what is called postnasal drip, a lot of us circulate that then back into the body. It wants to go out. What do? We put it back in. This is not really brilliant, but we just haven't been taught. We haven't been trained. And we have some interesting ideas about what is polite in society and what is not. And these don't necessarily promote our health. So some of you might have a little bit of a romantic vision of me and barefoot coffee and the trees and the birds and, and all that kind of thing. Well, I'm going to de-romanticize it for you. I have been learning to spit. The men have it right, ladies. That stuff is better outside than in. Now, a lot of what I learned has to do with the fact that my body got desperately ill. And so I was forced to pay attention. Well, I wasn't forced, but my body helped me to pay attention to things that a lot of us just ignore and go on because the mind has us so occupied in this, that, or the other that we're not in touch with the self. We're not in touch with the body. And so we swallow that stuff. All right, so And spitting is an art, by the way. I look back to the days when they had these spittoons, and Grandpa would, shoot something across the room, and oh, it's okay, it's gross. So what, folks? It is. I know they were chewing tobacco, but um, my body got cancer, and the cancer that it got was lymphoma, which means that my whole entire lymphatic system was diseased. And it's really interesting because it's not a disease of the lymph glands, the lymph nodes, it's a blood disorder. Now, put that together. A lymphoma, blood. Interesting, huh? As another, for instance, about the flows of substance and waters in your body. Did you know that your urine comes from your blood? The blood, as it runs through the kidneys, is purified out, and that's the source and the origin of the urine. And by the way, your pee should be clear or reasonably clear, unless you're taking substances, vitamins or something, that give it additional color. If you're drinking enough water, your urine is not yellow. And so that's a real clear sign. I told you I was going to gross you out, and I'm not done. All right, I'm not finished here. Um, when it comes to the flows in your body, and this is a funny one that we ought to teach all of our children, but we don't. It's okay to hold your urine. That's fine. It's easier, I suppose, for a woman. But I don't know, not wearing the body of a man at just this moment, not being conscious of that. But that's okay. That does no harm, and it might even strengthen muscles there. Don't hold your bowels, though. When they want to flow, as soon as they start moving, you move. You get up from what you're doing. Don't do just one more thing, because that will create blockages. That will slow things up. There's a natural peristalsis that wants to move things along, and if you go with that flow, you'll have the best experience, and your body will get to where as soon as you sit down, things flow out and you wipe and get up, and there's none of this spending endless time on the pot. I told you I was going to gross you out, and I'm not done. All right. These are just basic bodily hygiene, body living things that I think people should know. So here I am. Uh, Maybe this is my clay feet, but my heart's in the right place, guys. I'm sure you know that. All right, now I'm going to continue. Um, okay, so when you're outside, ladies, if there's no one around, I suggest you practice spitting and learn how to do this, okay? And if you've read the Anastasia books, the plants and the greenery and so on love your energy and love to connect up with that. So just think of it that way. You're spreading your DNA around, making your space your own, whatever. Have some fun. I mean, honestly, have some fun with this. Learning to spit really is kind of fun. And you won't believe me until you give it a try. Fellas, you have to remember back to when you were a young boy. Okay, I won't go on and on into that. But, okay, so you come in the house. Now, I live completely alone. So I have total freedom to walk around nude if that's what I feel like doing, and to do whatever. And there's no one physically present looking at me. We're never alone, so we're always being seen. But anyway, right now in 3D, we tend to only pay attention to the physical presences among us. So if you too live alone, then I want you to feel free to have what I call a spit cup. And when that stuff starts to flow, I have broken the natural habit to swallow. And instead, I put a little bit of water in the bottom of the cup, and I use that, and I pour it down the john periodically. It's kind of nasty to clean. But I love my body. I dearly love my body. And if you do this for a little while, you're going to be so amazed at what you're flushing down. And it's hard to clean the cup, right? Well, now, how good are you at cleaning your intestines? I mean, you talk about stuff that'll muck up the works. That's it. and it gets in the way. Your intestines are for absorption into the bloodstream. That's where you pull a lot of the nutrient from your food. And if you've got a lot of slime in there, that process isn't working optimally. And so you can even get these little bitty uh, hostess bathroom cups, you know, the little tiny paper cups. I don't normally suggest buying disposables, but maybe for this it would be appropriate. Then you wouldn't have to clean anything out. I actually take oil and line the sides, the interior sides of the cup, and put some water in the bottom, and that makes it easier. I told you I would gross you out. Get over it. Love your body enough and be more detached from the ways of the world and what's polite and what's not. And you that live with other people in the house, do what you will, you know, just be aware. Just be aware. And let's quit swallowing our spit, okay? I don't believe this. What the heck ever? What does it matter? You know? All right, what else did I want to share? As if this wasn't already enough and more than enough. Maybe that's it. You know, we breathe in and we breathe out. You absorb all that water in the tub, and through your skin, you excrete a tremendous amount. But the skin is much more absorptive than we realize. So I know there's a lot of you that won't use anything that's not wholly natural on your skin, and I want to encourage that. That's really good because we do take it in, we do absorb. There's no need to be fanatics about anything. That's a mental energy. That's the way the mind works. When you find yourself berating yourself in the mind because, oh, you shouldn't do this or you should do that. That's nonsense. Please don't listen to it. Let it take you straight to heart and look at things from in there. And remember, have some fun. Love you. Bye bye.